Hey, good morning, Advantage members. Happy Tuesday. It's May 16th, about 8 a.m. my time. Quick update on the markets. So, once again, we kind of have come into a key area that we spoke about yesterday. And, we sort of banged into it and rejected, right? Which is about 27.4, 27.5, this particular area. I spoke about this in yesterday's video where I did kind of mention that, hey, we could face a little bit of resistance in this area, but I'm still optimistic that we get, more potential upside. It just remains to be seen what kind of upside it'll be, before we first either maintain 26.9, either we head down to 26.6, or maybe we go one leg lower and then push back up, right? That part I'm unsure about. And you can make the argument that, oh, well, if you're not sure if we're going to hold 26.9 or 26.6 or even this low, how can you be sure that we're even going to head back up? Well, I'm not necessarily certain, but I think probability wise, the way I'm looking at the market is on a 4-hour time frame, right? Yes, things don't necessarily look good. On the daily time frame also, yeah, things don't necessarily look that great either. Okay. However, I believe that the market can give you an option, a potential area to revisit somewhere close to this wick low. Okay. Fill that in and then begin a pretty, quick leg up in the market, either heading back to, let's just say, you can make the argument that, let me see how we can do this. Let me pull up a different chart. So you could make the argument that the market can head back towards this top trend line up here. So let's just say we break down here and then we bounce, right? I think we could still head back to the triangle. And then maybe after that, we could decide if we want to break out higher, right? Or we may even head back to the triangle and then we begin our breakdown maybe next week or next month. Okay. The other, bullish perspective is, and I pointed this out, right? The simple bullish perspective to me is kind of like this. Okay. And I'm going to first talk about the bullish perspective from BTC, and then I'm going to talk about it from the altcoin perspective. Okay. From the BTC perspective, obviously, we're continuously grinding down, right? I get that. I believe that, in this particular area, we've tapped this oversold level a bunch of times on the 4-hour time frame. On the daily time frame, however, last time we tapped oversold was right here at the bottom of this, banking crisis, huge reversal spike on BTC. Okay. And that was 10th or 11th of March. If we come back one more leg down in the RSI in an abrupt way, right? So if the price drops abruptly back towards 25 and some change, right? I believe that this can once again get into oversold territory and again give us that bounce opportunity that we'll get to have. And that may put price for BTC somewhere close to 25 and some change. Now, why is 25 an important level? Few reasons. Number one, on a horizontal perspective, right? We have a weekly chart showing us key points of resistance from August 15, 2022, as well as the mid-February 2023 levels come out to about $25,200 approximately. Okay, obviously price could wick lower if it comes into here, but that is the level that you want to be watching. All right. And then again, once again, the argument could be made that maybe this goes back up. Maybe we create a lower high and then we kind of crap the bed in August or something, creating, a lower high situation, right? Or you can make the argument that, hey, we're turning around. We've now got subsequent higher lows, very nice retest of a key level right here. And this thing is going to rip higher into the second half of the year, maybe July or August or something, where we head up to 37, 38K. Okay, that's the other argument, right? So like I said, this one can be done like this, where we get rejected by the 2021 yearly open, that yellow line, and then we get sent down, or we turn it around, smash above the 2021 yearly open, and then gear up between 29K and up to about 38 to 40K. All right. So you see different perspectives. Another perspective, the weekly EMAs. EMAs and MAs have helped us, especially in a weekly chart, for pretty much like several years. If you open up a different chart on Bitstamp or something where the data goes back to like 2015 and 14, you'll see that this EMA on the 200 has been pretty critical, helping us kind of create a bottom back here in 2015. But it helped us create a bottom in 2018 and 2020, right? And now, guess what? We spent a lot of time below both the 200 weekly MA and EMA, right? We spent almost June all the way up until mid-March, right? That's about 9 months that we spent inside this area. 9 months of spending price action inside this MA, both these 200 weekly MAs and EMAs tells us that they're pretty important levels. You can kind of see we've come into these levels as resistance twice. Now we have the opportunity to test these levels as support. The yellow line that you see is the moving average 200. The black line that you see is the EMA, exponential moving average 200, both on the weekly. We've tested the MA. We've not tested the exponential moving average, which is the black line. Guess where that black line is? At exactly the $25,200 level right now. Isn't that convenient? So if we do have one more test to the downside, guess where there's a high likelihood of price bouncing towards? Probably that $25,000 flat level. High likelihood, right? So that is why we have to keep an open eye to the opportunity where price can have another leg down in the market. And that forces us to look into a leg down lower towards that 25, low 25, sub 25 marker. Okay. I hope that's understood. Other than that, right, I think I'm keeping the market quite simple because, again, BTC is the main focus right now because I just want to show you guys one thing. Guess what? Damas is still relatively high. Now, this is where we get into the altcoin discussion. If Bitcoin prices bring it down one more level towards that 25K. Oh, and I want to show you guys one more thing. There's another reason why I want to be watching that 25,000 level. This is illustrated by a better chart here. And this is probably the best way, in my opinion, to look at the market from a different vantage point, which is channels. If you've been, a technician for a while, like I have, you'll realize, and really any person knows that price, typically moves not only in trends, but in channels. When it starts building trends and building channels, it respects them quite heavily. So the main bottom of the channel starts from here in December 2022 or January 2023. And that's 2 touches right there. Okay. If, however, price were to nuke into that low by next week or early next week, okay, or this weekend, we would be at 23,500 approximately. Okay. If we were to maintain somewhere in the middle, which is this multiple touches from January February, and March, even this one right here has mini resistance, right? In mid-March, that price brings us down closer to, okay, 25,500. Let me pull this down. See that? 25,500. So you see the significance of why I'm talking about mid 25, sub 25, 25,200. That little pocket is a very, very important, range of price, a block of price that you should be watching for multiple reasons. All right. And that could give an opportunity for a price to consolidate back here in the lower end of the channel. And guess what? Maybe we consolidate lower here for a little while, right? All the way into the rest of May. And in the rest of May, here's what could happen. Now, this is where we get into BTC staying neutral / bullish, but dominance takes a crap. And how can dominance take a crap? Dominance can take a crap when altcoins, like maybe Aptos, Solana, which is my favorite right now, if these altcoins start gearing up, for the same kind of sell-off first. So look, first BTC has to drop approximately from current prices. It has to drop about 5 to 7%. Let's just say 6, right? It has to drop 6% towards the bottom of this channel right here, not the bottom of this, middle channel around 25 and some change. And that means that generally when Bitcoin drops 5, 6%, altcoins drop 10, 15, 20% sometimes, right? So maybe Solana drops to this key weekly level around, 12 or 13%. Makes sense, right? But Solana drops 13%. Ethereum drops, from here into this red level that I've been watching for a while, approximately 10% or 9%. And maybe FTM, another altcoin that I'm watching, maybe goes back towards this low, drops around, maybe 17, 18%, maybe a little bit higher, 12, 13%. Maybe Aptos, I don't know, maybe it drops a little bit further, right? Maybe it drops 12, 13% too. Maybe Injective, right, drops towards this SR level around $5 approximately. Down here, $5 flat. All these assets that I just talked about, Ethereum, Solana, Aptos, Injective, FTM, these are some of the high-powered assets since either the beginning of the year or the last quarter have taken the market by storm by ripping up, multiple X's. Yes, you could talk about meme coins and stuff, but I don't really touch meme coins. Okay, I don't care about them. At least these projects, like they're not complete garbage shit coins that are pump and dumps. At least that's what we think or we want to believe, right? So, and more importantly, they have liquidity, they have market cap, so very hard to manipulate, okay? So that puts us in the now optionality of recognizing that if Bitcoin dominance were to drop whilst Bitcoin price action drops and then goes sideways for 1, 2, 3 weeks, it then creates a situation. This is where we get really interesting. Drops, pops, right? 10, 12% drop, big pop. Solana, same thing. 10, 12% drop into 18 or 17 bucks, big pop, back towards 25, back towards 27, which is the key level that I'm watching. Then maybe as high as this area right here, which is around $37, $38. Okay. Those could be the options that you get for potential sharp reversals in the market. Here, same thing with ETH, boom, drop, pop, 1850, maybe as high as back towards this, $2,000 level that has been capping price. So you see now the game from a different perspective, which is dominance could drop, Bitcoin can move sideways like we talked about, and then altcoins could put in major reversals. Now, major reversals don't necessarily mean that they're going to start a new bull trend. Maybe they're still maintaining their range, but they just seem very, very hot, right? If Solana goes from 18 bucks in a very sharp reversal to 27, it's like a 50% move, I think, right? What is that? Yeah, that's a 50% move. Of course, that's going to be very, very attractive. So that's the kind of move that you want to be watching. Same thing with Injective. Injective also has a very high opportunity to drop into 5 and some change, then drop and then pop all the way up to $8, $9, and maybe even $10, right? So that's as high as 60, 70, 100% gains. And again, this is not investment advice, right? But I'm just letting you know that that is the potential that's on the radar for some of these assets. And that's why you should be paying attention to what could happen in the perspective of BTC dropping, maybe dominance dropping, and then altcoins dropping and then popping. Okay. Anyway, that's pretty much it. That's all I have. SPX kind of doing its own thing. I don't really care a whole lot. It's literally been sideways for like, 6-7 weeks. Hasn't really done anything. And while at the same time, Bitcoin is kind of grinded down. So obviously that has not, been good for BTC. But who knows? Maybe S&P 500 pops and then Bitcoin follows shortly after. All right, so that's it. That's all I have on my views on the market. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. All right, join our community, join our Discord. We have a lot of discussions, whether it's AI related, market related, all my stuff, that talk about markets, whether it's Bitcoin. I post a ton of updates for my Advantage members in here. And then altcoin analysis, I talk a lot about different altcoins I'm watching, different positions I have, what trades I'm taking for the paid members. All right, if you're interested, check us out. Cheers.